Hi there. In this second video, I'm going to be looking at a pawn endgame, basically 2v1. It's probably wouldn't have been out of place in the previous series. It's not possibly going to be as high level as some of the other videos in this series, but it's just worth noting that if a stronger side has 2v1 on the same side of a board, then it will almost always be a draw so long as the kings aren't too far apart. So for example, in this endgame in front of us here, you can see that black has 2 pieces and 2 pawns against the rook, which is obviously favourable for black. And the best way for white to continue here is to play rook f6 and not be scared about going into the pawn endgame after taking on c6. So for example, black can play king to h5, looking to connect the kings. Of course, if black retreated backwards with king g7, white would have white could either capture on c6 or just go for a perpetual check with the rook. So black is hoping to connect the kings in order to try to muddy up the waters, which is something that will come up a lot more in later videos as well, in that you'll see the stronger side in endgame is the one that's often hoping to connect the kings in order to try and get extra winning chances. But in this case, white should definitely take on c6 if he tries to carry on checking, which is an area you see quite often in these kind of positions. Black will then connect the kings, followed by pushing all these pawns, and it will be very difficult for white in that endgame there. So rook takes c6, recognising that this 2v1 is not dangerous, and the reason it's not dangerous is that in order to create a passed pawn, black has to exchange his b pawn for white's a pawn, and that will leave him with just a single pawn. And as you saw in the basic series, the king v queen, king and queen versus king endgame is a complete draw, and therefore after this you can simply stop and say that white has secured a draw.